travel does not have to destroy your progress on your health and fitness goals. I know how hard it is to stay consistent when you're on the road, out of your routine, or traveling for work or vacation. I'm not perfect when I travel either, but that's okay. But what I do have is strategy, and today I'm going to share it with you. Whether you travel once a year or 3 times a month, today's episode is going to show you how to stay in control, protect your progress, and still enjoy your trip. We'll talk about mindset, preparation, and the 7 specific things that you can do to stay on track without needing to be perfect. All right, you guys, how to stay on track when traveling or off your routine. This is top of mind right now. It's in the middle of the summer at the time that this episode is going to be coming out. And I just recently had a trip where I was gone for about 8.5 days off my routine and out on the road. And so I really wanted to share something that I know a lot of my clients are going through right now in the 10-week transformation. I know a lot of you guys who are listening right now are going through, and I am going through it some as well because I've got another trips going on this summer. And so this is as much a reminder for me for how to approach traveling in order to stay on track with whatever my health and fitness goals are at the moment, but not obsess and not worry about being perfect and be okay with having things that are a little bit off my routine now and then, which I think is really critical because I know it's super hard when you're on the road, when you're out of your routine, and when you're having to eat out maybe more regularly than you normally would, and you don't have your normal gym or normal class or whatever. It's tough. Like, look, I just went to Milwaukee and Denver. We had a wedding in Milwaukee from Thursday to Monday that we were there, which was amazing. And then we went to Denver right after that to visit my brother, my sister, my new niece, my sister-in-law, which was great. Look, when we were in Milwaukee, I'm not going to lie, I didn't go in with the intention of trying to be as healthy as possible. I had Bloody Marys, a few of them. I had cheese curds, had to try cheese curds. I had plenty of beer when I was in Milwaukee. I mean, it's like land of the beer up there. I still worked out every single day. That's always going to happen. I still chose to eat healthy now and then. Now, looking back on the trip, do I wish I ate healthier? Maybe a little bit. Maybe I could pick out a meal here or there that I wish I ate healthier. But at the same time, that wasn't the purpose of the trip, and I wanted to let myself relax a little bit. Then we went to Denver. I was spending the time with my brother and my sister-in-law at their house, and we were very much focused on spending time with them, spending time with my new niece, and therefore, we were able to establish some sort of routine there. We were there from a Monday afternoon to Friday morning, so we could kind of come up with a morning routine. We went to the grocery store. We got some food that we made yogurt with in the mornings. We went to not their YMCA, but a rec center that my brother goes to there, so we still worked out when we were there or whatnot. And so we were able to kind of develop almost our own little mini routine when we were there, and we actually chose to unselfishly, we chose to cook some dinners while we were there for my brother and his wife because they have a newborn and we wanted to serve them because they got a lot going on right now. And at the same time, we were like, we want to eat healthy too. So instead of going out and picking up food every single night, let's do some of our normal routine, which they will enjoy and will feel healthy doing so. And so we made salmon teriyaki bowls one night. My brother grilled steaks one night that we went out and shopped. We had salad. We did have one day, however, giving you a lot of insight in my life right now, where we went to a Red Rocks concert, which was awesome in and of itself. But that whole day we spent in Golden, Colorado, and it was not about health. I had a number of drinks. So what? You're only in Red Rocks once. Now, if you use that mindset too often, it can come back to bite you. But there are my point in telling you all of this is it's less about how healthy you are or are not. And it's more about being intentional with how healthy you are or how healthy you're not. If you are choosing to be unhealthy, you're going to be a whole lot less upset with yourself than if you're mindlessly or unconsciously unhealthy. So that's one of the things that I really want you to get out of this. But I want to actually dive into some of the more practical things. I'm going to be talking about some mindset tools that you can use when it comes to traveling and off of your routine. And then I'm going to dive into 7 practical preparation type things that you can do when you're actually traveling and out of your routine and how you can stay locked in. But before I dive into the mindset, I would love for you guys to download our free PDF, The 5 Steps to Sustainable Fat Loss. If you want a blueprint and you want somebody to, quote, tell you what to do, here you go. Go to nickcarrier.com/5 steps of fat loss. 5 steps to fat loss. 5 steps to fat loss in order to get that free PDF. This is super valuable. It's free, and it'll give you the knowledge that you need in order to start making progress on your goals. So nickcarrier.com/5 steps to fat loss to get the PDF called 5 Steps to Sustainable Fat Loss. For now, let's dive into the mindset of how to stay on track when you're traveling and off of your routine. Because part of it is you need to be committed. If you're committed to being healthy when you're out of town, that's half the battle. Because if you're committed and you're promising yourself you're going to be healthy, then it's like, I'm going to be healthy no matter what. It's not like, well, we'll kind of see what happens. I'm going to try, but like if it's really hard, then I'm not going to do it. But if you're committed and you're deciding it ahead of time that you are going to eat healthy, then no matter what restaurant you're going to, you're going to try to find the healthy choice. No matter where you're traveling to, you're going to try to find a gym or try to find some way to get some movement and exercise in. So the mindset of going in committed that I am going to be healthy no matter what is huge. That's kind of one part of the mindset piece. The second part is if you have this idea that on vacation, I'm all out, it's vacation time, I'm not worrying about health. It's vacation time. I'm not going to exercise at all. It's vacation time. I'm not going to worry about what I eat or drink. If that's your mindset and you're happy with it, go for it. But if you're listening to the Best You podcast and you're listening to this episode in particular, I would aim to believe that if you've had that mindset in the past, you know it's not serving you. And so do away with the do nothing mindset on vacation. Do away with the all or nothing vacation mindset. I was very lucky that growing up, whenever we were on vacation, my parents were always doing something. My dad was always doing push-ups on the floor, maybe going on a run, maybe going on walks, maybe riding bikes, but like doing something. And so the second piece of this mindset is do away with the all or nothing. Do away with on vacation, I don't care about anything health and fitness wise, and do something. Just do something. Okay. The next section that I want to get into is the preparation side of things. I'm going to get into 7 practical tips to help you stay on track when you're traveling or off your routine. The first practical tip is your bookend meals. Now, what do I mean by that? Identifying 2 meals in particular. One, the meal that you have right before you leave, and the second is the meal upon returning from wherever you're going. So, the meal before you leave. If you're going on a long car ride and you are having a meal before you go, eat something healthy. If you're going on a flight, identify the meal before you go and eat something healthy. The meal upon returning. Oftentimes when we return from a long road trip or a flight, we're tired. The last thing we want to do is whip up something. And so you want to have stuff in your fridge ready to go for a healthy meal. Because when you come back in town and you're tired, it's very easy to Uber Eats or DoorDash something unhealthy, some sort of comfort food. And that's just going to prolong the not feeling like the healthiest version of yourself. So if you can either have something already in the fridge or just have a plan for when you come back, I'm going to order this meal from DoorDash, or I'm going to order this meal from Uber Eats, or we're going to pick this up. If you already have that formulated in your brain, then that's going to lessen how long the not feeling great from your vacation goes. So the first tip is to identify your bookend meals and make sure they're healthy. The second one is, like I talked about earlier, set clear intentions. Like if I was just coming up with a specific strategy to do this, is rate on a scale from 1 to 5. 5 being I'm going to be super, super healthy. 1 is I don't give a crap. How healthy do you realistically plan to be and want to be on whatever vacation or whatever traveling that you're doing? And if the answer is 1 and you're intentional, like I do not care, so be it. So be it. I mean, obviously you got to know that your goals, might suffer a little bit if you have any health and fitness goals at the moment. But like I said, I think it's less about, we get less frustrated with ourselves when we eat unhealthy when it's intentional rather than when we eat unhealthy and it's mindless and unconscious. So pick 1 to 5. If it's 5, great. You're going to have to really do some work. If it's 2, 3, 4, okay, great. Identify when you want to be on the healthier side of things and identify when you're not, when you're going to be more relaxed and you don't really care as much. I think going in with clear intentions about how healthy you do or don't want to be is super important. So this sets the stage kind of for everything to come moving forward in the next 5 practical steps. So step number 3 is pack snacks or pack meals for the road. Now, depending on where you're going, if you're on a long car ride, maybe you're going to have one meal in the car. Maybe you're leaving early in the morning and so you need to have breakfast. Or maybe it's a really long load trip and you need to bring breakfast and lunch. Don't rely on gas stations to have a healthy meal. Don't rely on airports to have a healthy meal. And it's going to be like twice the cost in an airport. And so pack snacks or meals for your long road trips, or potentially even for the airport or for the plane. Or you can just bring snacks like protein bars, fruit, beef jerky, trail mix. Do what you got to do. Set yourself up for success for the actual traveling portion of things by packing snacks or meals for the road. Practical tip number 4 is grocery shop when you arrive. Luckily, usually when we went on family vacations as a family in the summer, growing up, that was one of the first things that my mom and my aunt, because we always went with my aunt and uncle and my cousins, always did. They always did a big grocery trip first, and they would discuss, okay, who's getting what? And regardless of what it is that you're actually getting from the grocery store, it's probably going to be healthier than whatever it is if you're eating out. And if you go to the grocery store, you're allowing yourself to control certain things. You're allowing yourself to eat, probably give yourself the opportunity to eat more real foods rather than processed foods. And to grocery shop more intentionally, you can be like, okay, I know that I'm going to get some snacks and I'm going to get breakfast. I'm going to control those 2 things. Who knows what we're going to do for lunch and dinner yet when we're on vacation, but I know I'm going to control snacks and lunches. Or maybe you're like, I know I'm going to get healthy lunches that I want to bring. Maybe you're going to the beach this summer. Maybe you're going to the lake and you're going to eat lunch on the boat, or you're going to eat lunch on the beach. Like, great. Find a way to, prep a healthy salad or prep a healthier sandwich for yourself rather than defaulting to getting something on the boardwalk or getting something at the, bar and grill that's at the lake that you're going to. If you have healthy options on hand, you're much more likely to default away from junk food. Number 5 is pick restaurants ahead of time. Now, depending on, again, your temperament and depending on where you're going, you can look ahead at where you're going to be, what restaurants are close by, which ones get good reviews. You can look at their menus and you can go ahead and pick in advance what you're going to do. I would really recommend this if on that question of how healthy are you going to be on a scale of 1 to 5. If you answered a 3 to 5, especially a 4 or a 5, this is going to be super beneficial. Look at those restaurants in advance, pick out the meals, go ahead and write those meals in your phone in the notes section or something. And then when you get to the restaurant, don't even look at the menu. Don't even look at the menu. Just stick with whatever it is that you had picked in advance, because you want to avoid making decisions when you're tired or hungry and have already those pre-planned. You're much more likely to set yourself up for success. So number 5 is pick restaurants ahead of time. Number 6 is commit to some form of movement. And this goes back to what I said earlier of ditch the do nothing on vacation mindset. Ditch the all or nothing / nothing mindset when you're on vacation. Commit to some form of movement. It could be walks. It could be body weight workouts. It could be in your hotel gym. It could be hiking. It could be swimming. It could be whatever it is that is pertainable to the area that you're vacationing. Do some form of movement. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be consistent. Before I dive into the 7th and final tip, which I'm really excited about, I think a lot of you will get a lot from that, I would love for you guys to download our free PDF, The 5 Steps to Sustainable Fat Loss. This is going to give you a blueprint and give you so much clarity and block out of the noise of okay, I have the goal of losing 5 to 20 pounds. What do I need to do? Boom. Here you go. Track these 5 things on a regular basis, week after week after week after week, and I guarantee you'll see results, you'll look better, you'll feel better. Go to nickcarrier.com/5 steps to fat loss to download that for free. Again, nickcarrier.com/5 steps to fat loss to download that for free. Now, the 7th and final practical tip is use this rule that I came up with, the 2 out of 3 rule. Control 2 out of 3. Control 2 out of 3 meals. If you're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, find a way to control 2 of them. If you're going out to dinner and you're not sure where you're going yet, so be it. Control your breakfast and your lunch, or control whichever of the 2 meals that makes most sense for you. Anchor the day in some form of control with your nutrition. And the last thing that I want to say is it's not about being perfect. It's about self-correcting quickly. I knew that for me, when we were gone in Milwaukee and Denver, I came back. I didn't step on the scale, but I probably put on 3-4 pounds. But who cares? I knew that I am so dedicated and committed to my healthy routine when I'm back in town that whatever damage, quote, I shouldn't even almost use that powerful of a word, but whatever regression I made with my health and fitness goals, I'm going to make up for it by getting right back to my routine, and I'm going to feel normal in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And so it's not about not doing anything that doesn't serve your health and fitness goals. It's about when you do, self-correct quickly. So right when you get back in town, get back to whatever routines, whatever healthy workouts and eating that you would be normally doing. I hope this helped. Look, I know you're traveling. I know you're going to get off your routine during the summer. It's not a good enough excuse. It's a valid excuse. Valid meaning it's going to present itself. But at the end of the day, if you're falling off your routine, eating unhealthy, yeah, sure, you might want to use that excuse, but it's not going to help you with your health and fitness goals. What's going to help you when you're traveling off your routine is adopting these mindsets and applying 1, 2, 3, 4, however many of these practical strategies to set yourself up for success. So many of you guys came into 2025 with health and fitness goals. You want to look better, you want to feel better, you want to perform better, you want to get stronger, you want to have better endurance, all that sort of thing. And a lot of you guys did really well in the first 3, 4 months of the year. And then summer rolls around and you travel more and you get off your routine and you lose some motivation. Things become more difficult practically. Get back on the horse right now if you fell off the horse. If you're still on the horse but losing motivation because you're traveling a lot, stay on it. You got this. Do some of these practical strategies. Take ownership of your health and fitness over the summer. Look, I know it's really hard, but I promise you, every single one of you listening to this, if you've listened all the way to the end of the episode, you are proving to yourself that you're dedicated and committed enough to implementing some of these things so that you can look and feel your best by the time that summer ends. Look, it's okay to have hiccups every now and then. It's okay to indulge yourself every now and then. It's okay for that answer to be a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5 every now and then, but self-correct quickly. Don't think that there's no room for any, quote, unhealthy behaviors in a healthy lifestyle, because there 1000% is. It's just about self-correcting quickly. If you enjoyed today, I would encourage you to watch this next video, the perfect wind down routine to get better sleep. I know that sleep can be a tough thing sometimes in the summer because you're staying up later than maybe a little bit normal. And so having a good wind down routine really helps you to get the right quantity of sleep and the right quality of sleep, the right amount of REM and non-REM sleep. So go to this link right here, the perfect wind down routine to get better sleep. We'll have it in the show notes. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll pop up on the screen. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button down below. If you're listening on the Apple Podcast app or on Spotify, hit the follow button. I hope today allows you to stay a little bit more on track during the summer than you would otherwise have been. I hope today helps you get closer to your health and fitness goals. And ultimately, I really hope today helps you get closer and closer to your best you.